Hi everybody, I'm the Varangian Gamer and welcome to my channel. We are in the Crusader Kings 3 Danelaw playthrough and last episode we managed to form the Danelaw. We were having various issues of being called into allies wars and preventing us from making the decision of forming the Danelaw, but we finally got that done towards the end of the last episode. What I'm going to do is start to think about doing slightly longer episodes. I was trying to keep them at about 30 minutes, but I tend to do this rambling nonsense at the beginning of each episode, and then to some extent at the end of the episode as well. So that really kind of cuts it down to maybe 20-25 minutes of actual gameplay. So we'll go for a slightly longer episode rather than me and trying to curtail this in a little bit. I'll still do the rambling, but make the videos slightly longer so we get a bit more opportunity to see if we can progress the campaign further. So we'll do that. I'm going to start trying to push out maybe a couple of videos a week on the Danelaw, and I've just started a Game of Thrones playthrough. Crusader Kings 3 Game of Thrones mod playthrough as well. So I'm going to start trying to aim for 4 videos a week. We'll see how that goes and whether my limited time allows me to do that, juggling jobs and family and everything. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get into this. So we did all this within the Halfdan's life. He's still only 44. He's looking well. What does it say? He's fine. He's got a nice crown now, and we've got a new coat of arms for the Kingdom of the Danelaw. So that's changed from Jorvik. We've got the truce with Wessex, or well, look, it's now England. So us forming the Danelaw and they formed England. So I think all these powers in the middle, these are probably fair game for us and the House Wessex, Ethelred. So maybe we should start thinking about making a grab for some of these. I think it fits. We are ambitious, so it's probably something that he'd like to do. We do have a neighbouring ruler, which was Jarl Halfdan. I believe he originated, or he starts way down here. There he is. There's a part of West Frankria that is forever Welsh. So yeah, he started there. So he's come up. So he is, he's fighting a war as well for that county in what will become France. And I imagine that is a tough war for him to win. Also provides us an opportunity, but he is a Sartu and he is Norse, so it's probably not going to be my first target. Although we do have a truce with Mercia, and we've got 2 years on that truce as well. So there are our only other land borders, other than with the Sudriar, and that is our brother Jarl Ivar. So and our no, we're not allied to him actually, but yes, we're not going to attack our brother. So does that limit us a little bit? There are, so Halfdan does have a couple of counties that would be ours if we hold the Duchy of Lancaster. So we could use that as an excuse to go against our kinsmen. But there's a few decisions probably to make. So we have got a dangerous faction against us. Once lower county control, it's 2 counties. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Can send an ultimatum at any time, so that might trigger quite quickly. We've not nominated a successor for the Kingdom of the Danelaw. So kingdoms in this time period, and I'm not a history expert, but yeah, in some parts of the world So in this one, I think we've got a Scandinavian elective, perhaps. Maybe we get succession law. It's this one, isn't it? So yeah, our counties and earldoms will inherit as per confederate partition, which means all children inherit equally. So when I die, Siegfried will get some, but also will the other two princes, who are also my son. Yeah, that makes sense. So that means the overall land held by my heir will be smaller than we have, and there's a chance that somebody could vote for somebody other than my heir to be the new king of the Danelaw. And there's a really interesting book. David Mitchell, he's a British comedian. He's on Would I Lie to You? He's Peep Show back in the day. He's really good, really funny. He's written a very good book called Unruly, and where he talks about the kings of England. And one of the benefits of this election is, or historically, you could choose who would be the best ruler. You don't have to rely on it going to the eldest son, who might just be a complete maniac. We've seen him in Game of Thrones, haven't we? But I'm sure there are kings of England and probably other kings around the world that inherit titles, and they have got no right to be ruling because they're just complete nut jobs. So this was a benefit. It should be better for the kingdom, but for our dynasty, yeah, not always going to be the best. But we need to vote for who we would like to inherit. And yeah, I'm going to go with the player heir. I know I said we'd do this all by personality of our current ruler, the character we're playing, but it's really potentially going to kind of mess things up if we don't vote for our heir. So here he is. If we cast our vote, and then we see that he is currently ranked number 1. Our other son is voting for him as well, so we don't need to force that vote. And our half brother is voting for our son and player heir. So at the moment he's fairly secure. There is only a vassal who is voting for one of my other sons to inherit. So at the moment it should go to Siegfried. But yeah, Siegfried. But hopefully, as I just said, he's feeling fine. He's only 44 years old. That might well be a number of years off, fingers crossed. We could hold a grand tournament, or we could go on a grand tour. Kind of things that we might do, particularly if we are just waiting out the truce with Mercia. Or do we go for Gwynedd? If we're going to go for war, I don't want to be hosting feasts to let that kind of get in the way of our thinking. Some of the decisions, we're not employing a court physician, not too much of a problem at the moment. Earl Ubba, land, we'll lose land. Yes, I think that was as was last time, wasn't it? And he's not likely to have children with Countess Rogenhilde. I think she might be too old. Yeah, I think we were going to start looking to offer him a concubine, so he might have a illegitimate but children who could still inherit. We've got low county control. I believe, have we got our marshals already working on county control in others? So we'll just have to get to those at some point. We hold too many duchies, so we hold the Earldom of Lancaster and the Earldom of Northumbria and the Earldom of Jorvik. So we could probably need to give one of those away for sure. Earldom of Jorvik I want to keep, and I think the Earldom of Northumbria. I think I only have let's close that off. I think I only have holdings in Jorvik and not in Northumbria, but I also don't have them in Lancaster either. I think we will find we already have a couple of vassals. Looking along his stats, he's quite a good vassal, but it's Earl Ubber, isn't it? I think we are going to give Lancaster to Earl Ubber, the Earldom of Lancaster. So granting that title, he's a lot happier with us. We just need to make sure if he dies, how old is he? 45. He's feeling fine. At the moment, any land would be inherited by King Bjorn and probably would become part of Sweden, I guess. So we need to get him to have some kind of child. So we can do the accolades. We've got the active election, that's fine. We've voted. We've got a few champions. Okay, we don't want to change our son's contract. I don't want to go for an alliance of 147. That's not in our favour. Yeah, all of these are not great. Jarl Ivor, we may need to go to him for an alliance, potentially at some point in the future. Too few concubines ourselves. Let's have a look at the accolades. We could create an accolade, and we could give it to potentially to Saga as well, who's our daughter and shield maiden. She could be the champion most feared. I like that. So she would be a scoundrel, so mercenary higher cost would be less for us. And stalwart, travel safety would be increased. I think I like the idea of giving it to our daughter. We can't cut. Yeah, she's only got the options of those two. So yeah, we will create that accolade. Already has a successor. He's my son. Okay, fair enough. We can declare wars. Who can we declare wars? We could declare war on Jarl Halfdan. We're saying he's got a bigger army than us, and he does indeed. He's got 4,000 men. They are fighting against West Francia, of course. And we also have our alliances, which could go in our favour. So that's a possibility. If we have a look at our military, so all those small wars that we fought on behalf of our alliances has really knocked our levies down, and also our men at arms. We need to recruit those. So I think at the moment, after all that rambling, I think we're going to go and let's host, rather than a grand tournament. I'm going to host. I'm on the wrong tab. Let's host a feast. It's cheaper than a grand tournament, and yeah, let's host a feast. That sounds like a very Norse thing to do. So yes, we will plan a feast. It's also just reminded me of a couple of other things that we want to look at. Events will lead to occasions to gain opinion. Certain options will allow for stress loss. Does a feast need a reason? No, everybody enjoys a feast. Everyone likes a party. But we have just formed the Danelaw, so it can be to celebrate that. And of course, we're going to have it in Jorvik. We don't need to travel, so I don't need to worry about any of those. Do we want an honorary guest? I think. I was going to say Ubber, or maybe a son, or my daughter. They've all got very high opinions of us, so it wouldn't kind of make too much of a difference there. But maybe we have it, and Princess Saga, the Truth Speaker, is the honorary guest due to her new accolade. This is going to cost us 101 gold, and we will start that feast. Feast, making time. The servants run across the hall bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I seem to have spotted some veal cutlets already. We have a lovely time ahead of us. We gain 35 prestige. Fantastic. So the other thing that I wanted to do, some of the main aims, and most of the aims are going to come from the character themselves, but I did want to create the Danelaw and promote the Norse culture. And obviously nearly everywhere is Anglo-Saxon in our realm. We've got a little bit of Cumbrian culture there. So we would use our steward to promote the culture. Now there are a few potential negative side effects to this because his skill's not fantastic, but I think we will push on and do that, and I'm guessing that looks like it's York. So we will start in Jorvik and start promoting the Norse culture. That's going to take 10 years. Quite a time, but then that sounds about right. Cultures don't just change overnight, do they? And then the other one was to save these poor Christian false worshipping gods, false god worshipping folk, and return them to their North Germanic pagan roots, and start promoting Asatru as well. And the person to do that is our Rixgodi, and he doesn't have any side effects, so 15 looks like that's good enough to not give us any side effects. And we will also do that in Jorvik as well, and we will create a stronghold of Norse and Asatru in the Danelaw. Obviously these aren't very quick things to happen, so we will just probably completely forget all about them, but no doubt we'll come back to them at some point. Right, let's press on pause, speed up the game slightly. So we'd sent out a few ransoms. So we've got an Earl. There's iconoclasm. You might gather from this I'm not particularly religious either. That's a new one. Earl Oswent. So he's a vassal. Oh, he's a vassal in Mercia. So he's not our vassal. I thought he would convert from Asatru to iconoclasm. A cheery gathering. The guests are gathered in the Great Hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. One of my favourite things is to watch people get intoxicated and hear them talk a lot more than they should. Yeah, well, I'm talking probably a lot more than I should, but I am not intoxicated in the slightest. But that does happen. Yeah, people get drunk and tend to speak too loud and secrets get spilled. The mood is bright and spirits are high as the feast begins. Welcome, friends. A pleasing atmosphere. Is there anything more jovial than a good feast? Guests throng to and fro, eating and chatting while flickering torchlight plays off every wall, light bouncing like laughter around the hall. So much opportunity to talk, to meet, to discuss, to plan. Each new conversation is the seed of a new goal, each dish an excuse to add another contact. Sometimes it's nice to simply sit back and enjoy the little things in life. And we've got a couple of options. This is where I want to be. We would lose 105 stress. We are totally not stressed at all. Good folk to mingle with here. Every guest with at least one trait in common with you gains opinion of us, and we lose a little bit of stress. A chance to be seen with the great and the good, and we gain some prestige. I think we are the great and the good. I mean, we are now a king. So yeah, we would not think that the rest of our guests are the great and the good. We're the great and the good. They've come to see me. So good folk to mingle with here. What else have we got going on there? A couple of new notifications perhaps. Hafrida's Fowlery. Servants were carrying out impressively adorned entr'ments, a number of proud peacocks, skinned, cooked and stuffed, then redressed in their magnificent plumage. However, as Hafridor brought her knife close to one of them, the fowl came to with a shriek. This one wasn't cooked at all. It pecked at Hafridor's nose before bursting forth among the screaming and laughing guests. As the bird ran wild, Queen Ingridor rose to the challenge. It proved great entertainment to see her desperately chase the raving creature across the tables. In the end, she managed to scare the peacock towards the great hall doors, where it escaped into the night. No feast is complete without a prank. I was going to say who... Yeah, that didn't just happen. We don't just forget to cook a peacock. I mean, cooking a peacock, but yeah, there you go. You've let it out now, so it's going to just make so much noise. You're going to regret that. We gain raucous entertainment, so we get a medium health boost and stress gain goes down by 20%. No feast is complete without a prank. Who was the prankster though? So I think that was more a notification of more alliances potentially. Feast. Words of war. What right does Ragnar think he has to claim that my ideas of warfare are misguided? Claiming that my ideas would break down the moment combat is met. What does he know really? I would love a chance to settle this on the battlefield. So who's this? Prince Ragnar Halfdan's son. Oh, my son. Is he? He's challenging. He's got to that age, challenging his old dad there, isn't he? I would love a chance to settle this on the battlefield. At least Ragnar showed that you are able to defend your understanding of the martial lifestyle. We'll gain discussions on strategy for 5 years. Movement speed. We'll gain 100 lifestyle experience. But he loses 20 opinion on us. Wow. Shouldn't have picked a fight with us. A verbal fight, obviously. After days and nights of joyous company, my feast is soon going to be over. Most every guest seems to be pleased, except perhaps Hafridor, who is still clutching her nose with a peacock marked. I mean, what kind of peacock was it? It's more than a nose. It's giving her a right scar. We should do this more often. I agree. Oh, I thought it was joined to a close. The conversation partner. As one place of food is replaced by the next, my brother Jarl Ubba goes on and on about ancient military campaigns. And that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? No, please do go on. We had interesting conversation. Why don't we talk more about you instead? When we go closer to a friendship. Or, you're making a fool of yourself. You could never bore me. And this option is available because we have the callous trait. You're making a fool of yourself. You making a fool of yourself could never bore me. Okay, yeah, I read that. Yeah, so we think he is making fools of him, and we don't find that boring. We'd say that because we're callous, so I suppose we follow our trait there, which unsympathetic guests gain opinion of us, other losers opinion. And we, close to forming a rivalry. I just gave him Lancaster. But yeah, that's what we're going for. We've got a notable guest. He has a claim on the chiefdom of Neri, which I guess is over in Norway somewhere. The feast is starting to draw to a close, and my visitors are surely expecting me to lavish a little attention on Saga, our esteemed guest of honour. Traditionally, a complimentary toast and a deep drink of wine does the trick. Then again, all Saga did was turn up. This feast was my idea. I paid for everything, and I hosted everyone. Saga's come to the feast in full battle. Maybe she's protecting herself from rowdy peacocks. And now a toast to Saga. She gains some prestige and highly esteemed and opinion. Let us address the fool of the hour, so we could insult Saga instead of honouring her. I don't think we'd do that. And you're all very welcome for my hospitality. Yeah, I don't think we'd do that. We decided to have an honorific guest, and so we will raise a toast to Saga, and Shield Maiden, an acclaimed knight. A celebration's end. A few candles survive, the last of the guests have left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief as the doors close. The food is still warm on the ceramic plates. Soon word will reach every corner of the realm, and I think I said that on another video. And every noble worth their salt will know that my magnificence is unparalleled. With all my guests leaving my castle with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I am proud to say that the feast was a success. Nevertheless, I'm grateful that the endeavour is over for now. And with that, it's all done. And we get a bunch of benefits, prestige and legitimacy. Fantastic. We'll finish the feast. Okay, so let's just quickly hit pause 1 second. Yeah, we still got the grand tournament, which maybe what that notification was, what, World Wars perhaps? Yeah, so we could even go over to Ireland or Scotland and take some of those, and Strathclyde, Ulster. I think the first thing that I'd like to do is maybe mop up as much of this as we can. So what's happening with our military? So yeah, it's not quite got, well, it's got nowhere near back to full strength for levies, but our men at arms are getting there. I think we'd leave it a few more months before we declared any wars, though. So we'll unpause again because time is not that much of an essence. We've got a new event, or a new issue, the Gallant Champion. Participants, Jarl Ubba. My brother Jarl Ubba has excelled during our recent battles, and my court is buzzing with excitement. What an accomplished champion, what a role model, what a man. With all the praise raining down on him, it's made clear that I am expected to officially reward him in some manner. I did. I gave him Lancaster, the Duchy of Lancaster, and now he's the new Lord of the Earldom of the West Riding. That's not going to happen. I will speak well of him. Should be enough, right? We'd lose some court grandeur, he'd gain some prestige and lose more opinion, which, yeah, he lost opinion during the feast as well. There's no pleasing some people. He will be gifted gold for his golden achievements, and we'd give 50 gold to him and go closer to forming a friendship. I think that's probably, I'm not giving up West Riding. I mean, really, I'll kind of, yeah. He's callous, wrathful, but I don't think he's got any reason to be callous or wrathful to Ubba. I think we'll give him some gold. We've not got huge amounts, but it's not going to take us below 100. So there you go. Our court grandeur stays as is. Not that it looks that grand at the moment. It's just a big empty room. More potential alliances. Do we take an alliance with Jarl Ivar? He's 2,000 men. He could come in handy when we maybe... Oh, he still doesn't want to accept. No. Exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Anglo-Saxon peddlers purport to have brought Kamrupi objects, said to have come from the faraway court of a great ruler, Maharaja Balavarman III. Oh God, these names of the Mlechacha. There's no way. Mlechacha kingdom, no less. I'm guessing somewhere in India with his title as Maharaja. Oskatel, the leading trader, grins darkly. This unique spear could be yours for a special price, of course, great king. A likely yard indeed, if only I had some way to verify the hawker's story. Fetch my coin purse. We would lose 75 and become the owner of a spear. Ha! Caramel Bagara. What tribe? Get out. Is he just... Yeah, that's me mispronouncing everything. What tribe? Out with you. Yeah, go away. So he won't accept. Why won't he accept? I mean, it's at 0. There we go. Opinion, difference in military strength. Let's negotiate that alliance now. And another event has popped. Fury of the Northmen. Halfdan, you are a great warrior, But do your enemies truly fear you? Bu says. I have seen Bu work himself. Oh, no, I don't know if that was pronounced correctly. I have seen Bu work himself into inhuman fury on the field of battle, and I have seen countless foes flee before his howling form. Witnessing Bu's berserk gang is like witnessing the fury of Odin himself. Join me in front of the fire and let us evoke your fury, he beckons. Let me fetch my bear pelt. You become a berserker. 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 Diplomacy goes down. Yeah, well, martial goes up, prowess goes up. Opinion of berserker. Once this character's blood starts to boil, it will only be sated by the death of their enemies. Or, no, I prefer to be in full control. And that would give us stress because it would go against our wrathful trait. So it's kind of what I want to do anyway. But yeah, it's certainly very Halfdan to go berserker. And we've gained the trait berserker. So what did that give us? Oh yeah, martial prowess. Yeah, I just read that out. We sit by the fire, chanting words of great power. I grip my teeth and close my eyes. Shivers run through my body. Something is stirring inside of me, embracing me. I wake up from my frenzy. Bu by my side. You summoned a truly impressive rage. Those logs stood no chance, Bu grins. Apparently I have worked at a frenzy throughout the entire night. At least we won't be lacking firewood for weeks. Well, I guess we chopped it. What, with our hands? Or do you think we used an axe? I could like to see that fury. I can't wait for the next battle. When will that battle be? Oh, here we go. Okay. There's a few things going on here, so let's press pause. Right, initially, to the abhorrent King Halfdan, we have been burdened with your impressive laws far too long. Yet, more peasant revolts. They really need to learn their place, these peasants. So we shall rally the troops. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, I don't think. But at the same time, my dear brother, I sent a proposal between my grandson and your daughter. So this is Saga. So I've avoided marrying her off because, well, we gave her that extra accolade as well now, didn't we? But she is one of our, I think she's one of our better knights. And we've only got 9 out of 13. And oh, so Jarl Ubba, we'll have to force him. He's 27. We could recruit this guy. Okay, so she's not the highest, but she's certainly not the worst either. And we don't have many knights, so I think we're going to turn that down. Sorry, brother, she's just not the marrying kind. Right, where can I raise my armies? We can raise them there. Let's raise all those. 3 days. Jarl Ivar accepts our alliance request. Okay. Could split them up and go take them. Get this over with quicker, perhaps. Shouldn't be too much of a risk, I don't think. Yeah, both have got commanders, so hopefully we'll crush this rebellion before it even really gets started. We could call allies, we could call dynasty members. Not going to be an issue. What happened? What's he doing? I thought I'd already done that. I thought I'd sent him on his way. There we go. There's that little rebellion squashed. We'll enforce the demands. We can disband our armies. Let's have a look at Beorhtric Fortescue. Is Fortescue an Anglo-Saxon name? I always thought that looks more like it would have been a Norman name. So the brash King Halfdan, may your years be short and miserable. I know when I am defeated. It seems I'm left with no choice but to comply with your demands. So look, he's good at prowess. He's got a good martial because he's probably the peasant leader. We could look at negotiating a release. We could demand his conversion. Oh, he won't convert. Pause a second. Okay, so if we released him, we're releasing him as a Catholic, and then not as the Sartu. We could gain a weak hook, and we could recruit him, so he would become part of our retinue. But we're wrathful, aren't we? That's not going to happen. It's an execution for you, a sacrifice. We gain some dread and some piety. He's a known criminal. Yeah, there you go. Easy as that. Life in the blink of an eye. And that puts us up to faithful. Something disappeared. Oh yes, okay. Ragnar. Earl Ubar. Sorry. An absolute shambles. My lord, it's not what it looks like, cries Jarl Ivor as I enter my favourite dining hall. What it looks like is it is utterly wrecked the room. Food cakes the walls and tables are all but shattered. Someone has stacked every chair into a pyramid. And the comatose form of Muzza, totally nude, lies face up and slathered in soup on one of my beds. The two diplomats arrived yesterday. I gave them permission for a good meal and some light entertainment, not a party fit to raise hell itself. Okay, so yeah, you took my money, you took my food and drink, and had yourselves a little party, did you? Oh, wait, what? Tut tut. He shouldn't be drinking, surely. Well, you will pay for these damages, you little curs. We get some gold. We lose. What do we lose? Oh. And we gain. Oh, God, there's some court grandeur going down. Alright, you trashed it. You clean it up. Servants, a mop. I mean, that sounds like something I'd say to my kids if they did this. So no, that's not going to happen. Oh no, this party's not over yet. Someone filled my goblet. So yeah, I'd join in with the party. Don't think that's going to happen. And wordlessly leave the hall. Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, if it was me, I'd probably just shake my head and walk away. But I wouldn't want any part of it. No, they can pay. We'll have the gold. Thank you very much. Think about your actions next time. Okay, so where are we with our military? So our men at arms are back to full strength. We've got 3,000 now. Our levies have still got a long way to go. They're below half. They're slowly going up, but if we wait for them to fully go, we'll be here for quite a long time. What is the truce is 17 months with Mercia. How long is the truce? Oh, the truce. Wow, that's a long truce. 24 years with Ethelred. Okay, that's fair enough. That agreement to separate the countries worked in our favour there. So, do we go for Jarl Halfdan, who now has much less soldiers? I'm guessing. Yeah, he lost that land in West Francia. And oh, is that his son? Died under mysterious circumstances on 13th of June 873. So that was just earlier this year. Mysterious circumstances. He is allied to Count Olaf of Leon. So he has 1,000 men. So we'd be looking at a combined army of about 2,600 if we went to war with Halfdan. And what are our alliances? Sorry, I'm all over the place there. I mean, they're massive, aren't they? So we could, let's have a look. What war could we declare? Okay, so we can't invade a kingdom because our level of fame is less than exalted amongst men. We can't even do the duchy, so we can only go for counties. So it's only giving us one, and it makes sense to probably go for Derby, which is probably Derby, yeah, obviously. Okay, what about Mercia? I know we can't declare a war at the moment because of the truce. Same there, really. So what do we need? If we were going to conquer duchies, which gives us more land in one war, we need to be illustrious. And we are a way off being illustrious at the moment. So I wonder whether to keep our armies and replenish our levies a little more, and maybe undertake a hunt, because that will give us some prestige, which is what we need. We have the gold to be able to pay for a hunt. Let's do that. So it's going to be a hunt. Whoops. Let's try that again, shall we? The chase provides thrills and dangers in abundance and serves to provide a firm grounding in riding and archery. Hunts are overseen by the master of the hunt, who will announce sightings of beasts, common, rare and fierce. We would gain some opinion from glory hound vassals. We may gain trophies. We may gain a legend, seed, prestige, legitimacy. We're not employing a master of the hunt. Okay. Hunt or falconry. Choose a quarry from a variety. Other hunt. Choose a variety of local animals. Increase venator hunter experience. High peril grants more prestige. Martial sexes may actively participate. Non-martial sexes may spectate. Or falconry. Choose a quarry from a variety of game birds. Increase falconer hunter trait experience. Both sexes may participate. I think falconry was certainly, well, not something that the Norse culture is well known for. That doesn't mean to say it didn't happen. Again, my lack of in-depth knowledge of Norse culture. It feels certainly more perhaps continental kings, and certainly out in the Middle East, I would think as well. So we'll go for the hunt. We'll confirm that. Where are we going to? If we hold a hunt in Richmond, various its forest. There's no trade and no holding. Same in Rothbury. I think Richmond. So we do have some minor issues. What's the Jarl Estra? Anything could be hiding amongst the hills. So if we hired some mercenary guards, or maybe a mountaineer. What was a mountaineer? Hills danger goes down. 6 gold. That's gone down by 1. I mean, surely that's safe, right? Surely that's safe. Caravan master. No, I don't think we need to worry about that. Start the hunt, and Cole will be recruited into the travel heart. Oh, as the mountaineer. That's as the mountaineer. I thought that might have been our master of the hunt. Hunt, a fresh start. I will be hosting a hunt in Richmond. The time has come for us to depart. At last, a chance to pursue my passion and practice my skills. It's true there's nothing quite like a good old-fashioned hunt. I can't wait. Look at that, there he goes. Short little journey to Richmond. We're making camp. As we await the arrival of the rest of the guests, my servants can get started on the preparations. The gamekeepers check their woodlands each day for signs of quarry while establishing a camp closer to the hunting grounds. I have checked my gear and my horse many times. It won't be long now. Soon. There's a countdown. Here we go. Good prospects. Tegan Gear assembles a party as the sun rises over the camp in the woodlands near Richmond. The local The local gamekeepers have scoured the vicinity for recent tracks and fumes. A stout buck is definitely in the area, and the conditions could hardly be better for hunting it. Gear grins. This ought to be fun. Let's get out there. You seek the stag. Peril is middling, and prestige we get mediocre. I want to hunt something with vim. You will seek a wolf. The prestige is still middling, and the peril is still middling. We'll corner a tricksy hare instead. A hare? Peril is harmless, and the prestige is trivial. Yeah, so I think we'll go for the stag. That's what we've seen. My hunt is about to begin, and I am yet to name a master of the hunt. I could, of course, take such responsibilities myself, but every good king should know when to delegate. By far the most qualified man for the job is Prince Godfrid of Cumberland, and he seems eager to prove himself. However, my son and heir Siegfried would make a suitable and dependable candidate as I could ask for. But I am not forced to appoint anyone, after all. Godfrid is the best candidate. Siegfried, let's appoint Godfrid, he's the best one. We want this to be a successful hunt. As we amble in a group, I hear Tegan Gear behind me, hissing from atop his hunting steed. Look at that contemptuous hag. He points at my daughter, Saga, who seems to be having a hard time bearing the insults. Who does he think he is? You are acting like a child and you'll be punished by one. Torgeir Bolton gets taste of the belt. Taste of the belt? This character is suffering from a bruised rear. We're literally going to take our belt off and give him a thrashing. That is no way for Tegan to act. I'm guessing Tegan is a title then and not his name. You gain Mediator for 5 years. And Saga has gone as red as a beet. No, we certainly wouldn't do that. I'm not going to put a grown man over my knee and give him a belting. That's just not going to happen. This is no way for a Tegan to act. My guest, Val Torfier, went ahead of the group, chasing the stag alone. When I catch up, I find him standing over a man, tugging an arrow from the poor commoner's chest. He hides the arrow behind his back when I spot me. King, it wasn't my fault, I swear. Soon the rest of the party will catch up and demand an explanation. You can say so. Yeah, he's just a guest. He fought valiantly to save him. I saw it. A diplomacy challenge, one that we probably wouldn't win because we are not very good at diplomacy. Quickly, help me hide the body. An intrigue challenge. We managed to hide the body, and again, yeah, about 50-50 that one, isn't it? You must answer for this. We expose the murder secret and we get peasant justice, popular opinion. Too bad the beast got you. Too bad the beast got you. Wow, we would attack him. No, that's yeah. Well, we're going to do the right thing there. Oh, okay. My dear brother, I call on you to honour our alliance and join me in the war against the tyranny of King Bjorn. Isn't King Bjorn one of our allies? He is. Who's calling us in? Oh, sorry, I get it. So King Bjorn's calling us in, and these are the people who are fighting against him. 1800 soldiers and 200 soldiers. Yeah, they're fairly evenly balanced, aren't they? He also has other allies. So this is sneaky, but I'm going to accept. War waits for no man. The blaring of war has hit. Oh no, we are still paused. That's okay. The blaring of war horns have reached me, and even here in Richmond, as I'm in the midst of hosting the hunt, has declared war against me. Much planning has gone into preparing this host. So I'll start again. Much planning has gone into preparing to host this hunt, and I am loath to send my guests home. The importance of this conflict should not be underestimated, however. Perhaps it will be wise to focus all my efforts on preparing for war. No, we can manage things from here. I don't think there's too much of a worry, and I think the hunt will be over fairly quickly. My huntsmen say they know the place of the beast's covert and the nearby waterholes and gatherings the stag frequent. Here, though, it is by no means an easy thing to do. If we were to carefully creep up on the buck, we could perhaps catch it unawares with our bows. So we can proceed by stealth, and we attempt to surprise the stag. Pah! Real hunters corner their prey. We've gained some prestige and added some more peril to our hunt. Well, it's prestige we're after, and I don't think he worries too much about peril. So yes, we'll take that option. The foragers. The forest is truly the mantle of the poor, but the stag flees in panic from the foraging peasants. I feel my patience wearing thin. Surely there must be better things to do in Richmond today than picking roots and mushrooms. Drive this rabble out of my hunting ground. The success chance increases. A successful donation should keep them away long enough. No, that's not us, is it? We're not cowards. These are their ancient rights, I suppose. I think let's drive this rabble out. He's not going to stand for a rabble of peasants. Particularly the peasants keep revolting. Okay, cornering the stag. After hours of riding, we are finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. The exhausted, panicked animal, doesn't sound good, does it, has turned to bay, struggling to stand and snorting in panic. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, but I'm not. No, this is Jarl Halfdan. It's not me chasing the deer. The air resounds. The deer's not even real. What am I going on about? The air resounds with blowing horns, barking dogs, and the party's cries as the circle is closed around the defiant buck. I will shoot it. You increase the hunter experience, and we gain some prestige. I will bring it down myself. Greatly increases trait experience. Do we gain more prestige if I bring it down myself? However, I may be seriously injured, or 15% I may die. Spears ready. Forward! Sorry if that was too loud. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So that's, I'm guessing we're hunting it in as a team. So that's even lower prestige and will give us stress. Why does that give us stress? So we're ambitious, of course. Unleash the hounds. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So are we going to shoot it, or are we going to take the more dangerous option? Let's live dangerously. I'll bring it down myself. I slay the stag. I heft my spear and cautiously move towards the exhausted animal. I choose my moment carefully, plunging my blade deep into its heart. Take that. I hope at least it was a quick death, eh? We gained 53 more prestige. That's bumped that up significantly. It took another jump there as well. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. There is nothing quite like the thrill of bringing down a mighty beast. Saga Hitsek directs the breaking up, clumsily skinning the carcass before letting the game masters take over. We place the eager dog's share of the spoils on the stretched hide before departing for camp and home. Mount its head, my guest will see its majesty. We get a mighty stag skull. Or my brother King Bjorn will appreciate the trophy. No, we will have the trophy. And there's the hunt finished. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. We return home from the deer hunt in glory. That is everything that we got. A lot of prestige, some legitimacy, some trait experience. We got the trait of the hunter. So we will finish the hunt, and we are currently paused. So the wars are going on. Having said I was going to keep it about 45 minutes, I'm now coming up to 55. So after that successful hunt, we are going to draw it to a close. We've got the war going on. Do we go and help King Bjorn? And we've got our own wars that we would. That is not going up very quickly, is it? Still stuck at 2,500. And we may have a look at taking on Mercia or Gwynedd to expand our lands before Wessex decides to do the same. So yeah, we'll draw it to a close. Thanks for joining me. I'd really appreciate if you give this a like. I'd be absolutely thrilled if you gave me a subscription or if you subscribed. If you do, hit that notification button as well, and you'll find when the next episode comes out. But I'm going to get these out fairly regularly now. Thanks once again. Look after yourselves, and cheers.